What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 22 of the Game Room Podcast. I'm your host, Rome, alongside my co-host, Dev.
Hey, what's up?
This is going to be a pretty fun show we got lined up here this week. A lot of stuff going on. A lot of good stuff. We're going to talk about Suicide Squad, going to talk about Zelda, going to talk about Redfall. I think that the Redfall discussion I'm really looking forward to having with you after the news that came out this past week.
Yeah, I heard.
So let's hop right into number one. So a Minecraft Discord server has leaked sensitive U.S. documents on the Ukraine war. So, I wasn't sure if I really wanted to put this one in because it's not really gaming related, but it happened on a Minecraft Discord. So,
Yeah.
if IGN reported on it, so that's enough for me to kind of want to look at it. But so documents containing details of the United States strategies in supporting Ukraine against Russia have been leaked online and found on social media platforms, including Telegram and Twitter. Documents were first spotted on a Minecraft Discord server where users gathered to discuss the popular video game. So how do you feel about these secret documents of our government being leaked on a Minecraft server? So here's the thing, right? This is kind of like an anxiety thing for me. Not obviously of this scale, but I'm always kind of low key stressed out. Did I text the wrong person something? Am I putting when I put something on in the Discord? Yeah, did I ask? Again, obviously not of that severity, but if I'm having a rough day at work and I go to text someone a friend or the wife about it, I send a text and I put my phone like shit, did I accidentally text my boss that? I'm always low key stressed out about this, but I don't know if this makes me feel better or worse. It's hey, at least you'll never leak U.S. documents about the Ukraine war.
It's definitely weird.
Yeah, it's I figure I would start off with that as well. I didn't actually put it in the script, but there was actually also an update on the gamer lawsuit with the gamers suing Microsoft.
I thought that was done. I thought we were done with that.
Well, so apparently they're going to refile. But here's the funny thing. So they requested documents from Nintendo and Sony. Nintendo has been like, nah, we're not playing this game with you.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, Sony has given every document that these gamers have asked for.
Okay.
Sony's really they're just power to the gamers. Give them all the documents for them to fight this war for us. Oh man. There's some funny stuff. In other Microsoft news, Microsoft has signed another 10-year deal. This time with EE, which I did a little bit of research. They're based in the UK. They're cloud streaming in the UK.
At this point, we don't know who these companies are.
Well, again, I think that there's a lot of intention here where it's Microsoft is trying to lock up every European cloud streaming company that they can. These don't really matter to us, but again, it is another 10-year deal. Phil Spencer goes on to say on Twitter that Microsoft and EE are expanding our partnership with a 10-year commitment in cloud gaming to bring PC games built by Activision Blizzard following the acquisition to Xbox to EE customers. We are committed to bring more games to more people, however they choose to play. Again, I mean, I think that this is just them playing their chess. This is just they're trying to get the deal done. They're trying to make it clear that this game is going to be available as readily available as far as they can get it, especially in the UK.
Listen, whatever they have to do to get it done, get it done.
Right. Moving on to number 3, Sony is ending support for the Dreams platform in September. Media Molecule, the Sony-owned developer of Dreams, has announced it will end live service support for the game in September as it concentrates on a different project. We've made the difficult decision to discontinue live support for Dreams after September 1st, 2023, to shift focus to an exciting new project, the studio said in a blog post. The title won't be removed from sale, and players will still be able to create, share, and play within Dreams, but there won't be any more updates or developer-led events such as the Impy Awards that rewarded the community's best creations. Long-promised multiplayer support will not be happening, and the game won't be updated for PS5 or PSVR 2. This came out this morning, actually, but the head of Media Molecule also just announced today that he left the studio.
Okay.
But this
seems like a lot of big changes happening over there. Dreams is pretty cool. I like that the game still be available. People can still use it and do everything that they could before.
Yeah, I agree.
I imagine that a lot of the heat for the game probably died down a lot too. So
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of the disappointment comes from the fact that there was promised updates like the multiplayer update, and it just never came. Yeah, I think that's where a lot of the negative feelings and the negative feedback are coming from. But let's get into number 4 on the headlines, which I think is going to open up a pretty good discussion here. So Redfall, Devroro, did you hear about this with Redfall?
yeah,
So Redfall announced via their official accounts this past week that Redfall is launching on Xbox consoles with a quality mode only. The Xbox Series X will be running 4K with only 30 frames per second. Series S 1440p with 30 frames per second. A 60 FPS performance mode will be added via game update at a later date. So this pretty much set the Xbox community in a pretty negative
yeah, of course, I get that.
storm.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to get your thoughts on this. So how do you feel about Redfall? It's launching May 2nd, less than, I think, is that 2 weeks from now? About 2 weeks. Launching in 2 weeks. Where are you at with Redfall? Like, does it matter to you that there's not going to be the 60 frames per second? Do you think they should delay the game? Because there's been a big call to delay this game.
Delay it.
Right.
And like, I kind of agree a little bit because I prefer performance mode over, well, what is it called? Quality mode. I like the 60 frames per second. Like the game looks beautiful either way, but running smoothly, I prefer that. It just feels a little. I get why people are upset. 30 isn't bad. It's like the game is still playable and everything, but I get why people are upset. Do I think it should be postponed? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just want to point out movies running 30 frames per second.
Yeah, or 24, right?
Yeah, movies.
Yeah,
movies
movies
are
are
30 frames.
24.
All right, so here's my take on it. I play quality mode. I want the game to look good as long as the frames don't dip to a noticeable degree. A lot of times for me, I'm cool with 30 frames per second.
Okay.
For me, it's how beautiful do your visuals look. How like give me the ray tracing, give me the shaders, give me all that stuff. Have the game look gorgeous. However, I do think the game should be delayed.
Okay.
I think that
you want the game to come out in the best performance. Right?
I think you owe it to the Xbox customers, to the gamers that have stood by and supported you. At the end of the day, the Xbox Series X is the most powerful console on the market, and you mean to tell me that a first-party game can't launch with the 60 frames per second?
Yeah.
And it's obviously it's achievable because they're saying it's going to be coming at a later update.
Yeah, they're definitely cutting corners just to get the game quickly. That's what it feels like.
That's what it feels like. And the other thing that they're saying is that the always online mode they want to remove, but that's also going to be removed. It's going to be removed via an update later date at the same as well. I'm of the opinion that like this game should be launching in the best state that it can possibly launch. And if you're not ready to launch it, don't launch it. And obviously, you're going to get a lot of negative pushback from people about another Xbox delay. But I would argue that the people that are upset about that aren't always your customers. Obviously, tribalism is real, and I think a lot of times that negative word is going to carry from people that aren't in good faith criticizing something.
But it is.
But
it's one of their big first party games though, so I get why it's being criticized. Like if any game came out like, oh, this is only 30, like.
Well, no, but so this is what I'm saying. So that like, if they delayed the game, that would be the reaction, like another delay. Yeah. But I think that the reaction you're seeing here from a lot of people who are pro Xbox, who are criticizing from a place of caring and wanting to do better, much like myself.
Yeah.
I love Xbox, and I want them to do well. I still think the game should be delayed.
If the game runs well, like if we don't have another Cyberpunk issue, I don't think it should be delayed. 30 frames per second. While I don't prefer it, it's still playable. The game's going to run fine. Yeah, I don't think it should be delayed.
Yeah, well, it doesn't seem like it's going to be because it's been about a week and we haven't heard anything since this news dropped.
Yeah, and if it really is that big of a deal to you, you can hold off on buying it or hold off on playing it until it gets the update.
I just think it's a perception thing.
No, I get that.
I think perception's everything when it comes to gaming, and it's really to anything. Yeah. At the end of the day, this console, when they announced the Series X, Phil Spencer said like this stuff can do up to 120 frames per second.
I agree.
So
the most powerful console
we're talking
right.
We're talking 4-ish years into the console's life cycle, and your first party games can't hit 60. Again, for me, it doesn't matter. If the game runs at 30 and it's doing the 4K at 30 and it looks great and it plays great, I'm cool with it. I'm going to be playing Tears of the Kingdom on my Switch in a few weeks. So I'm not going to complain about 30 frames per second because I damn well know there's Tears of the Kingdom is going to dip below 30 at points.
Yeah.
The Wild dips below 30 at points.
Yeah.
More on that later. But I don't know. I think I would delay it. I would push it back, even if you got to push it back by like a month. If it's going to be like a month to just get that.
I guess it depends on when they're planning to put the update out. If they're planning to put the update out in a month, then yeah, push it back a month. Why?
Yeah, but that's the concern. Maybe it's more than a month out. Which my follow up is, why is it more than a month out?
Yeah.
Again, I'm always going to be fair. We could joke about giving Sony a hard time. I'm always going to be fair. I think at the end of the day, if you can have Spider-Man Miles Morales on the PS5 launch with both performance and quality mode, mm-hmm. I'm going to expect the same from Xbox, especially if their box is technically more powerful, which it is.
I think it's just a cut corners to get the game out quickly.
I did see a kind of a devil's advocate about this, where people were saying, well, this studio, Arcane, they've never put out a game in 60. Like Dishonored, Deathloop, all of their games have always run in 30. So some people are saying that it's more of a design choice. I get that. I'm still kind of in the camp of like, hey, it's going to be a great game. I don't think it's going to be a bad game, but I'm definitely in the camp of you should probably push this back by a month or two. I mean, you look at the first party support they've had in the first half of the year, like obviously they haven't been big AAA budget explosion hits, but like Xbox has quietly had a great first half of the year. You know, Hi-Fi Rush, they put out 007, like there's stuff coming. And we have Minecraft Legends in tomorrow. So it's like, I don't know. I think that they could definitely afford, especially with Minecraft Legends coming out tomorrow. I think you could definitely take a hit and push the game back by a month or two. The only thing where I
didn't know that about them, that they don't put out games in 60 frames per second.
Well, they haven't yet.
I feel like this is one of those things where it wasn't supposed to, like, hey, we're gonna release the game how we always do, and we're gonna add something else to it. I feel like the 60 frames per second for them is an addition and not core to the game.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't think they should delay it. The game's going to be fine. The game's going to be great. If they're ready to put it out, like they really don't put out bad games.
Yeah. Well, so another reason I think they should delay the game, and this is not about performance, is they have themselves placed in a very rough position, in my opinion, in terms of release date. Star Wars is coming out a week before. Zelda's coming out the week after.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah, that is.
That's bad. Really rough.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like I'm scared for this game. Like I don't know what it is about May 2nd that Microsoft is so. I think it's because the problem is that they did their E3-ish show last year, and they were like, these games are all coming out within 12 months. And I think they really want to try to stick to that, especially because Starfield didn't. I think that they're.
That is a way bigger concern because this game could die. It could be a great game and die.
It could be dead on arrival. Everyone's playing Star Wars, and then everyone's going to be playing Zelda.
Yeah.
Star Wars probably will be just long enough where people are going to wrap that up right before Zelda.
Yeah.
There's going to be no time for Redfall.
Even if it isn't Star Wars is just as big, so it's
Yeah. It's a rough spot.
A rough spot. Yeah.
I would move. That's why I'm saying like I think honestly July would be a great spot for it because like I'd have to look back, but there's nothing that comes to mind that's coming out in July yet. I don't think we have a big release for July. And
when is Diablo coming?
June.
Yeah, that's
Final Fantasy's in June, Diablo's in June, Street Fighter's in June. And I'm not saying like Redfall should be afraid. Like it's a Microsoft first party title. You want to have confidence in your first party studios where you don't want to like move around based on the whim of others.
It's
especially in competition.
You just named a bunch of games that people are looking forward to.
Exactly.
We don't really know what to expect from Redfall outside of the gameplay we saw.
Yeah. Which again, it looks phenomenal.
It looks
but
great.
Again, this is the first game in your franchise. It's something you gotta keep in mind. But I mean, we'll see. I'm hoping to dip my toes in Redfall for a little bit before Zelda comes out. I don't know if it's going to happen. We'll have to see how it shakes out. But yeah, we'll see. Next up, a little observation that I made. So IGN announced that Marvel Spider-Man is leaving PS Plus in May. And the quote is, as part of our normal content refresh, Marvel Spider-Man, Resident Evil, and NBA 2K Playgrounds 2 will be among some of the titles leaving the PlayStation Plus game catalog in May. You mean to tell me that on your you can't keep your first party releases on your service?
To be something money wants to say.
No, I think they want people to buy their games. I look, man. Again, Oh, this is funny. I'm on Twitter right now. My QB is trending in sports. I wonder why. Jalen Hurts. Anyways, I don't see overpaid, but I believe. I mean, I can understand it. So yeah, I think this is really concerning for the PS Plus. Like, look, I've been very critical of PS Plus, and I want it to be good. I have it. I think I have it for another year. Either it ends in June or it ends next June for me. I don't remember how much I bought when we were hanging out that one day.
I don't think I should re-up.
No, I'm not going to. I'm absolutely not going to. You mean to tell me that your first party games aren't even going to stay on your service? Like, look, man, like Sony can make it big fuss with the Activision thing as much as they want about how, oh, it'll be an unfair advantage for Game Pass. I was like, even if it wasn't, you can't compete with Game Pass. Like, this is a laughable thing from them. It's like that would be like if they like Nintendo has the NSO. That would be like, hey guys, we got to pull Ocarina of Time off the NSO. You know, it's just we have to refresh the catalog a little bit. It's like, are you out of your mind?
Yeah.
Just a bad look. Just a really bad look. So, like, I feel like I really do come off as someone who hates PlayStation, but, like, it's because they really don't do themselves any favors outside of the software they put out. Like, outside of the phenomenal software, every single thing that ever comes out about them, it's never good. It's almost never good. Like, it's really not. It's not consumer friendly, sorry. It's not consumer friendly, and it's not good. So
yeah, it is a weird move. I do think it's probably money. Like, why else would you? And I get Game Pass as its own beast, but
you got to compete with Game Pass. If you're going to have a service, you got to compete with them. That's just the bottom line, and they're not doing that at all. Number 6 on the headlines, we got the Super Mario Brothers theme is going to be the first video game music enshrined in Congress's National Recording Registry. The Library of Congress has selected the tune from Nintendo's Super Mario Bros. Theme to be the first game track enshrined in the National Recording Registry. In a blog update from the U.S. Library of Congress, the research institution named Super Mario Bros. Theme one of its 25 recordings to showcase and preserve within its National Recording Registry. Every year, the library selects a small collection of audio sampling the range and diversity of American recorded sound heritage in order to increase preservation awareness. It's not an American track, but I mean, I'm okay with it. Through the National Recording Registry the National Recording Registry has built its selection of over 600 recordings since established in 2002, Mario's beloved theme is the first video game song added to the library. The iconic Nintendo tune joins a wide range of other historical musical picks, ranging from Mariah Carey's perpetual Christmas hit to Puerto Rican rapper Daddy Yankee's chart-topping Gasolina.
I heard about that one recently. I recently got in.
Yeah.
Sounds funny.
Commenting on the significance of the Registry of Library of Congress update, Librarian of Congress Carla Hayden explained their mission and the selection process. Yeah, so this is
it's cool.
This is awesome. This is really cool. I love to see video games get the recognition that they deserve. And I think there's other tunes and tracks that definitely deserve to be on here.
If you could throw in some nominations, what would you throw in?
I mean, Zelda, obviously.
Yeah, Zelda.
Pokemon. What do you think? What would you think?
Thinking maybe Halo.
Halo. Yeah, Halo, definitely Halo.
Those some big ones.
There are some big ones, yeah. Just, man. But it's cool. It's really cool. I'm glad to see it. I mean, it's up there with Mariah Carey's Christmas hits now, so there you go. Yeah. All right, number 7, Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. It has gotten its 2024 release date. So this was official. Previously, when we were talking about it, it was not confirmed that the game was delayed. However, now it is. The game will now launch on February 2nd, 2024. Rocksteady says, we have made the tough but necessary decision to take the time needed to work on getting the game to be the best quality experience for players. Thank you to our amazing community for the continued support, patience, and understanding. There is much more to share in the months ahead, and we look forward to seeing you in Metropolis next year. Jez Corden also chimes in, saying that he heard that a big part of the delay was to remove or rework the always online component.
I mean, I hope there's more to it, but yeah, it's kind of...
For me, this is kind of too little too late. When Jason Schreier came out and said that it's not a reworking of the game overall, which I can't expect them to do that, it's still going to be the same game. like everything we saw is what we're gonna see again. So for me, it's okay, like cool. I mean, take the time you need. Hopefully, your game gets better. But this has been for me. This has been a complete fall from grace. This was a game I was like really ecstatic, looking forward to. This was like, man, I wish this game wasn't coming out in May because probably still gonna be playing Zelda when this game comes out. So like, if this game had came out, I wouldn't have even looked at it, and it sucks. I mean,
I'm still looking forward to it. Some things about it that I like.
I'm just not about it. I mean, like looking at it, like this was the game that Rocksteady spent 8 years to make.
Yeah.
When after the Arkham games, and it's just like, it sucks. It really hurts to see it. All right, number 8 on the headlines. Call of Duty is adding a pay-to-win mechanic. Or, sorry, excuse me. They already have added a pay-to-win mechanic. Call of Duty Warzone 2.0 and Modern Warfare 2 Season 3 is now out, and it introduces quite a few cosmetics and a new battle pass. However, a few of the updates' paid cosmetics grant players advantages in Warzone's DMZ mode, and some fans aren't happy. On April 12th, Activision introduced the new cosmetic bundle to Warzone in what Activision referred to as a DMZ boost. The game's new $12 Bomb Squad bundle gives players a skin for Fender, a Sakin MG38 LMG blueprint, an active duty slot, a sticker, and an emblem. But as PC Gamer has pointed out, the boosts that this bundle provides in DMC, the game's extraction mode, are quite valuable. Players who equip Fender's skin are given a medium backpack, and the LMG has a cooldown that's much shorter in comparison to free guns. Because of this advantage in the paid bundle it provides, fans are taking to Twitter to express their disappointment with the game becoming pay to win. And there's just a lot of them, including Charlie Intel pointing it out. Charlie Intel, the big Call of Duty news outlet. Man, what a continuation of a fall from grace from Modern Warfare 2. When this podcast started, Dev, before you even on here, like producer Jeff and I, we reviewed this game, and I loved this game. I loved Modern Warfare 2. It felt like it was finally taking some steps in the right direction to kind of do some things fresh, be a little new, but still stay true to the core Call of Duty gameplay. And then it just Season 2 obliterated any interest I ever had in this game. They made Warzone 2 Warzone 1. They took all the things that were bad about Warzone and they put them back into the game because Call of Duty fans, they don't want a new game. They just want to keep playing the same game. Which obviously it's not like I didn't know that already, but it just kind of hammered it home. And now this, there's been no updates, like very, very minuscule updates on the multiplayer side in terms of new maps. The maps that they have brought out are remakes of old maps, which I'm okay with, but you need to also have a steady influx of new maps as well. A balance, if you would. So this has just kind of been a really, really bad fall from grace for Call of Duty for me. Because now they're, after all that lack of support and ruining Warzone, now you're adding pay to win DLC skins. It's like, that's not good.
Yeah.
It's just not good. I don't play a lot of Call of Duty. Producer Jeff wasn't happy about it. I was talking to him this morning. He's not happy at all. Well, that's it for the game headlines, news headlines. Let's jump into the game releases for the week of April 17th.
A lot of big ones.
A lot of big ones. This is a really good week for game releases. And the biggest of all, on April 18th, Disney Speedstorm, coming to PS5, Xbox Series, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC.
That'll do. Let's see.
Probably not well.
Yeah.
God of Rock comes out on PS5, Xbox Series, PS4, Xbox One, Switch, PC on April 18th. Xbox first-party studio, Mojang, putting out Minecraft Legends for the PS5, Xbox Series, PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC tomorrow on April 18th. Obviously, that's the first of the big releases. This game looks really fun. I definitely want to play it. I'm really close to finishing Octopath Traveler, I think, maybe. Okay. So maybe I hop into this for a little bit. I don't know. Puzzle Quest 3 comes out for PS5, Xbox Series, PS4, Xbox One on April 18th. The Mage Seeker, a League of Legends story, comes out on PS5, Xbox Series, PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC on April 18th. The Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster series, which is 1 through 6, I believe, comes out on PS4 and Switch on April 19th. Very unhappy with Square Enix on this one, because this is one I definitely wanted to purchase like a physical copy for, and they were just complete. Square Enix fumbled that so bad. So number one, it was $70.
I also see here PS4 and Switch, not even PS5.
No.
That's insane.
These are NES games. They're not getting a PS5 version.
Ugh.
So yes, you pointed that out. The physical, they completely bundled. They released the pre-orders for the bundle a couple months ago, like maybe a month ago, and they did it at 3 a.m. here, Eastern time, which is midnight Pacific time too. So you completely screw your U.S. customers over. It sold out completely overnight, instantly, and it was $75 plus shipping for 6 NES games.
Jeez.
And I'm just like, plus also once again, Square Enix, no Xbox release. No idea what's going on with that.
Yeah, no current gen release.
No current gen, no
weird.
Xbox.
If it came out on PS5 at least.
Extremely limited physical, but fumbled how they released it. All around, like this was one that really.
Maybe
I guess, but I'm not buying these NES games digital.
Yeah.
Like, that's just maybe they'll come to NSO or something. Especially not for the bundle price. I think it's still bundled at $70. I might be wrong, but I think the digital is also still $70. April 19th is for that. Also on April 19th, Horizon Forbidden West, the Burning Shores expansion. I've heard a lot of hype about that. I need to get around to Forbidden West.
Yeah.
Hopefully I can do that soon. Coffee Talk Episode 2, Hibiscus and Butterfly, coming out on PS5, Xbox Series, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch on April 20th. Lost Epic coming to Switch on April 20th as well. Super Meat Boy Forever coming to iOS and Android on the 20th. The big release for me for the week, Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp is coming out on Switch finally after a year plus delay due to current events on April 21st. Knowing our luck, something terrible will happen on April 20th and the game will get delayed for another year. At this point, the world is just what it is, so like I would not be surprised. And then finally, the last big release of the week, Dead Island 2. Speaking of delays, along delays among delays, Dead Island 2 finally coming out. PS5, Xbox Series X and S, PS4, Xbox One, Stadia. I think that's outdated. And PC on April 21st. This was, again, another game that was announced 7, 8 years ago and went through development hell, and it's finally coming out.
Yeah.
So,
what's good?
What's your pick of the week?
Probably Minecraft Legends. I think yours is Advance Wars, like you said.
Yeah, but Minecraft Legends would be a close number 2 for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think my close 2 would be Dead Island 2. I'm interested. Hopefully, it's good.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the genre. Dead Island for me, like it more so focuses on like a melee weapon kind of focus. And like when I'm killing zombies, like
the shooter.
I like the shooter aspect. Okay. Like I like the more Left 4 Dead vibe. Okay. Like it's okay for there to be melee weapons in it. Like it's cool that they're there, but I don't like the focus being the melee weapons. So like I'm sure this game will be good. I've played the first one and then the prequel one that they made that wasn't like a sequel. I have them. They're good, but doesn't speak to me like that.
Get you.
All right, well, Devil, let's get into the topic of the show today. Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. So the final trailer came out.
I'm really curious because when I watched it, I thought, "Oh, this is where the 5 years went." This is like watching that trailer. I was like, "Okay, like I think Jerome was gonna like this," and I'm curious about what you think.
So what do you think?
I love it. I liked what they showed before, the demo with the skills and all that stuff, but it felt like more of Breath of the Wild, and I was like, okay, that's whatever, it's cool. Seeing this, it seems like it's almost a whole like new game, and that's what I'm excited for.
So I would agree with you in terms of the Tears of the Kingdom, the first showing. Yeah. So to this point, nothing that they showed for Tears of the Kingdom gave me the Zelda feel. And again, we talk about this. We can disagree on it. I think Breath of the Wild, while it is a fantastic video game, I think it drops the ball in in giving me the Zelda feel, where it feels like I'm playing a Zelda game, and that feeling to me is extremely precious. It's my favorite game franchise, and I just want the franchise to be at the level that I know it can be, which is excellence, while also instilling what I expect the feel of a Zelda game to feel.
You want a linear story. Maybe you get
it's not it.
It is. It's not it. It is. Not it. I don't know what else it could be.
It's not that.
It's the only thing that this does different.
Breath of the Wild is a fantastic video game. I don't want to get that twisted. At this point, we are arguing between the goats. This is not me saying that Breath of the Wild is a bad game, but it's a bad Zelda game. There's just not enough there to make me really just be like, man, when I think of other Zelda games, when I think of Ocarina, Majora, Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, even to an extent Skyward Sword, I do think Breath of the Wild is better than Skyward Sword. But it just does things. They're the way the story is told, memorable moments, the music really carries, and it's very memorable. The enemies, bosses, dungeons, these things in Zelda all have a meaning and a purpose, and they make you go they just mean something. And in Breath of the Wild, while it's a fantastic game, and there are definitely some flashes in the pan of those moments, for me, I just don't think that there's enough there for me to remember it as one of the best Zelda games. Again, it's a 10 out of 10 game.
We'll have to disagree because
I understand, and that's fine. For me, I look. Here's how I describe Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild would be the best Zelda game of all time if it was The Legend of Zelda came out, and then Zelda 2 came out, and then 35 years later Breath of the Wild came out. Because Breath of the Wild, the only Zelda game that it really truly encompasses is that first one, which I could see a counterpoint where it's well, if it encompasses the first one, would it not be the most true Zelda game?
But it does encompass the other ones. Locations.
And again, there are some moments there. I don't want to say that there's none.
Even some of the UIs from past games. It encompasses a lot of games.
But see, not only do I want it to appreciate the past, I do want it to also kind of form its own.
But that's what it is. Breath of the Wild is its own. It's so much different than the other games.
Anyways,
it just doesn't have a linear story, which is what you want.
It's not about the linear story.
I do think it is that.
I think I think a big problem with Breath of the Wild is how missable the story is. If you're not a completionist like me, who's going out trying to do everything, you would miss the story. You wouldn't even know that there is a story, and that's not acceptable in my opinion. But so Tears of the Kingdom, leading up to this point, there was nothing where I was goosebumps and chills, right? I'm oh yeah, it looks more like Breath of the Wild. And then we saw that gameplay demo. We watched it together on my birthday, and I was just all right. I mean, I'm sure the game is going to be excellent, but okay. But I will say that this trailer, it finally did it.
Yeah, the trailer was.
This trailer, I had the goosebumps. I had the chills.
Can we watch it right now?
Unfortunately, we're not. I don't think we're able to right now.
Okay, yeah, the trailer is.
Okay, I think we actually are going to get it up. Just give us 1 second. So, but yeah, I mean, this trailer, man.
Yeah.
Home run.
Yeah.
Home run trailer. I think that number one.
Music in the trailer, first of all, that was
the music, and again, it looks like it's addressing my issues with Breath of the Wild in this trailer, and that's huge for me. Because again, like you said, the music was phenomenal in the trailer. Breath of the Wild music is very ambient, and it's by design, and I understand that. However, when I really want to listen to some Zelda music, apart from Kaz's theme, that is the only theme in Breath of the Wild where I'm gotta listen to Kaz's theme. The other games, I'm loading up almost the entire soundtrack. From A Link to the Past, Ocarina, Majora, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword's music is really good. All of these, even the 2D ones have some good stuff too. Link's Awakening is really good. But it's just, the music was phenomenal. The game world looks this game world looks different. It looks improved. It looks like a world that is rebuilding from Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
I was worried that this was going to be the Breath of the Wild map with a few slight changes. This seems like you see settlements, you see more towns, it looks like. You see humanity trying to rebuild from Calamity Ganon. They're setting up camps at the base of Hyrule Castle, which is Hyrule Castle Town being reestablished, which is really awesome.
We said this before, we didn't think, at least I didn't think, they spent 5 years just adding new mechanics,
But I didn't see it yet. I just didn't see it. And again, this game has some really awesome scenes with Ganondorf coming back, which
is really
here's a fun fact for you. This is the fourth time in the franchise's history with Zelda, Link, and Ganondorf in it. Only the fourth time.
That's cool.
Ocarina, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, and now this.
That's cool.
Yes, it's very cool. Matt Mercer's voicing Ganondorf.
I saw that.
He took out to say that. He came out and said that. There's a lot of interesting story beats here. It just seems like we're going in a really awesome direction where I'm not really 100% sure where we're going, but I mean, you could probably really slow it down and kind of analyze a lot of it.
I think you're done with that.
I was at my next point is looking at the gameplay. Like, some of the places look like dungeons.
They do.
I really hope so. I really do. Like, and we can disagree on this, and that's fine. I think that Breath of the Wild's biggest disappointment out of everything that it did was the lack of dungeons. I do. And I think that you could... And it's not even a sense of being linear, because A Link Between Worlds for the 3DS did a really cool thing where they had an interesting weapon system in that game where you could pretty much do any dungeon you wanted in any order and pick up those weapons for that dungeon, like, out of order. Like, yes, there were some where it was like, oh, you have to do this one first before this other one, but generally speaking, it was pretty open. And I think there are ways you can do it. But yeah, I'm hoping that we see a return to form for dungeons. The characters look great, the story looks great, the combat's looking great. There's a lot going on, and I am extremely excited. This was exactly the trailer that they needed to put out for me to be ready, and I'm ready now.
A lot of returning characters too. Watching this trailer, which is cool.
Yeah, definitely a lot of returning characters. I was very, very happy with this trailer. I thought that this trailer was exactly what they needed. After, again, like it just before this trailer, it was more Breath of the Wild. Now
I gotta hop in here real quick, guys. Something that I just noticed while watching this trailer, and I know you guys know way more than me. I have this up here on the screen right now.
Mm-hmm.
Probably gonna take a couple seconds before you guys see it.
I see it.
What is this on Link's hip? Is this a new magic system?
On his hip?
With the
So right there on his hip, he's got. It looks like there's 8 slots. He's got 4 of them filled with some little green jars.
And yeah, I mean, I guess it could be the new Sheikah Slate. They're gonna have something fill that spot.
I don't think they need to have a Sheikah Slate.
No, they don't need a Sheikah Slate, but maybe something in that place, because the menu was a Sheikah Slate. You need something maybe to fill that spot.
Or the menu could just be a menu.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know.
Do you guys see the picture I have up?
I do see it. Yeah.
It's definitely meant for us to see that. Like,
it could also be items and maybe like.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows?
I don't know. Maybe it's
maybe like potion or potion-esque things.
You know what? Actually, I do have an idea of what that could be.
Look at that.
So, there is a lot of speculation that, excuse me, there's a lot of speculation that this game is going to be about Link collecting tears. Zelda has them in the trailer. A few other characters have them. So there's a lot of speculation that is that could be it, because it's called Tears.
The Jars of the Tears. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is also kind of reminiscent of Twilight Princess when, Wolf Link is collecting these light spirits.
Yeah.
And also Skyward Sword did that as well. So I think that might be where they're going with that. I think that might be what you're seeing. So at this point, Link has 4 of the 8 tiers at the point of this video. I'm hoping. I'm very.
The game's not going to be bad, so I'm excited for it.
I don't think it's going to be bad either.
Yeah, I love the first one, so I know I'm gonna love this one. And yeah, it's just There's a scene in there where I guess you build your own like mech out of stone or whatever.
Yeah, I'm just like, what the hell? Like,
I love all of it.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, not a lot of interest in that personally. That's just me.
Yeah. I just hope you don't miss out on some good stuff. No,
I mean I'm not going to. But so yeah, that's Zelda Tears of the Kingdom coming out March 12th. Very excited for that. I have it pre-ordered at GameStop. That's a game I'm picking up at midnight. I'm not even trusting Amazon with this one.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. You already have it pre-ordered, right?
Yeah, I have it pre-ordered. The GameStop's giving out like wooden plaques
Oh, nice.
As a pre-order bonus too. I'm like, oh, that sounds really cool.
Yeah.
I really want to get in on that. So Dev, real quick before we wrap up here, you saw the Mario Brothers movie. You were unfortunately sick last week. We reviewed the movie. Do you wanna give some thoughts on the movie? Give it a score if you want.
Free.
Spoiler free. Try to keep it spoiler free. Although Jeff at this point has seen it, he loved it as well.
No, yeah, it was a great movie. The music in it was great. My favorite character is the
Luma.
The Luma, yeah.
Yeah.
It was just a fun movie. It was just fun. Like,
I had a smile on my face from the opening scene till the end. My face hurt.
Not a lot of movies are just like straight up fun from beginning. Like the last time I think I felt that way was probably Guardians 1, where it was just a fun movie to be sitting and watching throughout the whole thing. It's just, yeah.
Nice.
And if you played Mario and you like Mario, catching a lot of the stuff in the background, catching like the Luigi Mansion reference, the GameCube ringtone, Punch Out, yeah, it's a lot of
other things.
Yeah, a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
It's a movie that when it comes out on whatever platform, I'm gonna watch it again. It'll be fun.
Yeah, well, Nintendo's doing it this year. Mario movies, all the games. Yeah. Very excited. All right. Well, that's just gonna do it for us. Do you have anything else you want to add?
Yeah, the last thing I want to say is I am worried about my Switch.
Oh, with Zelda, yeah.
I'm worried about my Switch with Zelda.
Dude, I don't even know.
I really hope. I mean, I was really hoping there'd be like they were gonna drop some type of console announcement or something. I would hold off. I would actually hold off on buying the game if there was a Switch 2.
Yeah, but I can't do that. I can't do that. I gotta get it. Gotta do it.
Yeah.
Will I buy it a second time when it comes out on Switch 2? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it's another $70.
Another $70 in the bucket.
Yeah.
It raises my net worth,
But I think that's about it.
Yeah. I also agree with that. I'm so scared for my Nintendo Switch.
Even watching the trailer, it's like I don't know if that's in Switch. I don't know if that's in.
It's built on a PC.
Yeah.
It's running on a Series X.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the other thing. Like this trailer looked really good.
It looked really good.
It looked really good.
And the gameplay that we saw from those
did not look super. No, it did not look.
So I don't know if those are the same engines that they're messing with.
I don't think so. I think they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, at the same time, though, maybe the cutscenes that are in the trailer are more, built up. When they load in, they'll look better than the actual game itself.
Yeah.
You never know.
We'll see.
But that's gonna do it for us here. This has been episode 22 of the Game Room Podcast. Thank you to everyone hanging out with us here live. Kept a few people with us throughout the show. Sorry for the erratic time this week. Please hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. We talk video games every Monday, usually Monday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern, here on YouTube.com. We also, if you like wrestling, we talk about pro wrestling, AEW specifically, with some other stuff sprinkled in on Wednesdays and Fridays with our Dynamite and Rampage reviews. Wednesday, on our Dynamite review, I'm going to be talking about the New Japan Pro Wrestling show that I went to yesterday night. Had a phenomenal time. But we will see you guys next time. Follow us in our social medias in the description below. And see you guys later.
See ya.